Washington Liberty, and welcome to the General's Weekly Dispatch. Today is Friday, March 4th, 2022. I'm Vivian Williams, and here are your very important announcements. Need help with French, Spanish, math, social studies, English, or general study skills? Saturday Academy is open this weekend, March 4th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Earlier this week, Arlington Public Schools lifted the masking requirements in accordance with the guidance from the Center for Disease Control, which were released last Friday. Staff reporters Teromo Funcho, Boris Levitin, and Leah Reich talked to several students and staff members about the change.
This Tuesday, March 1st, mask guidelines changed. Schools are not allowed to mandate masks to students. Here's what people have to say about it now that the CDC has deemed it safe to make masks optional in Arlington unless you have been exposed to COVID-19.
Personally, I wouldn't have minded them, the mask mandate staying around just a little bit longer. And especially looking around the school now that it is optional, I'd say like above 95% of the students and staff still wear it. So I think most people are in the headspace that that's probably the more safe way to go. I am glad to see the numbers are down and heading out and more people are able to get vaccinated and that we're kind of on our way out of it. But I wouldn't mind just making sure we're safely out before we drop all of our safety precautions. Mostly it hasn't changed a whole lot. I mean, I think I've seen a few people around that have chosen not to wear it and they seem to be getting on fine, and I just hope it doesn't cause any fights or issues between students. But so far everyone's been handling it really well, so I'm just proud of our students and staff for being able to carry on. If a student is uncomfortable either with or without the mask or something, they can bring it to the teacher and we'll try to work with those students for an accommodation. But otherwise, teachers will just kind of carry on as normal. I mean, they either have the option to do it or not, and if they're concerned either way, I hope they just bring it to us so that we can work with them rather than, going to the school board and making a scene or anything like that.
Here's what students think about the new mask guidelines.
I think they're a little interesting because there's still, even though it's low transmission, there's still quite a bit of transmission in the area. So I'm still wearing my mask, but people can choose what they want to do.
I think it's cool how people can do what they're comfortable with. I personally am more comfortable with my mask on, but if some people want to take it off, it's cool that they can choose that.
Here is Ms. Lord and her opinion on masking.
I just want students to feel comfortable and supported when they come here, so whatever they think is best for them, I'm fine with it. I think that we have a mature student body here, and I think they'll, like I said in my previous answers, they'll respond in a way that fits best for themselves, their families, and what they're most comfortable with. Everybody has a different opinion on this, and I'm confident that the students will handle it here in a mature way.
Attention all students. Donate to the Key Club and Arabic Honor Society Refugee Donation Drive by placing donations in the bag provided to your GP between Wednesday, February 15th and March 8th. The most will receive a GP donut party. Staff reporters Noah Roberts and Lucas Mespar joined me to discuss the drive with Key Club President Tim Jacob.
As of late, there's been a large growing refugee crisis unfolding in the past few decades, and with the war in Ukraine, it has grown even more complicated. This is Tim Jacobs, a Key Club member, helping to lead a refugee drive in our school.
Obviously it's a very important issue, and so it was something that we decided with Key Club and one of our members, Paul, who's part of Arabic Honor Society. So us together, we thought it was definitely something that was worth raising awareness for and raising funds and supplies for, and so that's why we got the idea for the drive. Our primary goal is to give the necessary home items to different refugee families settling in the area. Obviously when your life is upended and you have to move across the globe, you're not able to take with you a lot of the stuff that you maybe had back home, and so we're helping people get settled in this new region. We never set a specific goal. I know, sadly, I've seen in some of my classes that the bags remain empty, but I've seen a lot of GPs that have filled up way more than a bag, and people have become really passionate about it.
Because of the war in Ukraine, there is an influx of people with nowhere to go. This is the primary reason for the extension of the refugee drive.
I was surprised. It happened in the middle of our drive, so we decided to extend it a week. With the different charities that we're supporting, I'm not sure exactly how much of the funds are going to go towards families who are fleeing Ukraine. I'm not sure how many of those families are even making it to the U.S. right now. But it's a problem indicative of what we're trying to help right now.
Donate to the book drive from February 18th to March 18th. Donation boxes are located in front of the library and office. Gently used books are appreciated, and all genres and age groups are acceptable. Several seniors were honored at the state level for sports and academic achievements. John Baker was the runner-up champion in the 6D state wrestling tournament. Gaston Finger was first place in the district and made a member of the 2022 All-Virginia Choir, and Henry Price made All-State Band. The boys basketball team will play Hayfield tonight in the quarterfinals for the state basketball tournament. The game will begin at 7 o'clock. Students are not able to purchase tickets at the door, but students who pre-purchase tickets should board the Spirit bus by 6 p.m. The bus will leave at 6 p.m. from door 5 and return immediately after the game. Field trip forms are required to ride the bus. Staff reporters Alina Chopsky, Reagan Robinson, and Gabriella Tamburo spoke to Coach Dobson and several senior basketball players about the season and their hopes for tonight's game.
The boys basketball team here at WNL has had a very successful season with a district record of 10-1. This year was the first time the boys basketball team has won the district championship in 19 years, their best season yet.
It was pretty exciting. We haven't done it in like 19 years or something, so to win for Coach Dobson was pretty cool.
Coach Dobson was awarded the All-Region Coach of the Year and is very proud of the district win.
Yes, I think we've improved every practice, got better, got more confident.
The boys have been so successful this year because of how well they work as a team.
I think our team, we work really well together because we're all like pretty friendly, and I think Jakai Beal is kind of the main reason for that. He's just a funny guy, and he brings everyone together. It's good.
Winning the districts was a very proud moment, and the team is ready to go to states.
Our unbelievable win to win the district title here at Washington Liberty against Madison High School.
The team is playing Hayfield tonight, the first round of states.
And so they heading to qualify for states, and we'll be playing in the first round of states against Hayfield on Friday night, 7 o'clock at Hayfield.
What are your hopes for the game tomorrow night?
To win. And move on.
While the weather has been mild lately, snow is always a possibility in March. Here are reporters Noah Roberts, Boris Levitin, and Lucas Messmore with a story of what will happen if we have another snow day.
To begin the new year after break, we had a massive snowstorm that put us out of school for a week from January 3rd to January 7th. Because of the school calendar included more holidays this year for religious observances, the district decreased the number of available snow days, so we had a limited number to use. In November, Superintendent Dr. Duran announced that we would go virtual if all of the snow days were used. Unfortunately, now that this is the case, here are some opinions about the decision.
Hi, I am Ms. Sotomayor and I teach biology. Snow days being virtual now. Well, I think that even though it might not be optimal, I think it's necessary. I think continuity is important, and I think that missing too much school is not a good thing for both teachers and students, although we need to make sure that everyone has access to internet and computers, which we all have.
So you support the decision to make snow days virtual?
I do support that decision, yes.
Give us some other reasons.
Well, you know, we were virtual pretty much a big chunk of last year, and we can make it work. I believe that learning is still possible. There's different activities that teachers can do with students to engage, and like I said, even though I would rather be here in person, I also think that continuing to learn and to engage students even though they're at home is a good decision. For synchronous work, well, I like to, when we were virtual before, I like to use different activities. There's a lot of Google apps that we could get students to engage in. There's also different ways like There's different activities like Nearpod where students can engage and participate. So there are ways that students can enjoy the whole virtual process. Asynchronous work. So for asynchronous work, it would be pretty similar to what we do now for asynchronous work, meaning homework. So I would post different assignments on the virtual agenda, and students would have to complete that on their own, whether it be reading, whether it would be an activity of some sort, whether it would be a reflection or an exit ticket of what happened during the class period. So there's different possibilities for that.
However, some students feel a bit differently on the subject.
Please state your full name.
I'm Daria Wilson, and I'm a freshman.
Okay. What is your opinion on snow days being virtual?
I don't think that's a good idea because I think it would lead to a bunch of confusion, students trying to figure out how to use Teams when we haven't done it before this year, and a lot of Canvas courses don't already have Teams links, so I feel like the whole day would just be a bunch of confusion on computers when it would be easier to just enjoy the day and be outside and do the homework that you already have on that day.
Would you prefer asynchronous or synchronous work for virtual days?
I prefer synchronous work because I focus better if I have someone watching me.
What would be a better solution to virtual snow days?
I think maybe just extending the school year, honestly. I know that's not ideal, but I don't think virtual snow days would actually lead you to learn anything.
Like I said before, now that our snow days are up, we are now going to go virtual if we don't get more snow. According to APS, if we have virtual school, synchronous learning will be 3 hours daily, asynchronous will be 30 to 45 minutes daily per class. Attendance will be recorded and students should notify teachers if they do not have access to reliable internet. Students should also turn on Canvas notifications so they know when to log on.
Today for lunch, the cafeteria will be serving lasagna rolls and fish tacos. Your weather this weekend will be cloudy with a high of 63 on Saturday and temperatures soaring to the upper 70s on Sunday, with no immediate snow on the horizon. Have a great weekend, Generals!